Like, what the heck was that? What the actual heck was that? That's it. I think I've said, I might not have said it on here, but I honestly thought that if we didn't beat Burnley, we were down. And I'm standing by that statement. I felt we were already half down before kick-off, but I definitely feel we're down now. There's just no point anymore. You know, if that's really the best we can do against a Burnley team that has now only got 3 points on the road all season, and was one of the favourites to go down at the start of the season, then we don't deserve to be in the Premier League. Just don't deserve to be in the Premier League. And you know what? I still stand by my statement. I know might be people commenting on this. Burnley, in terms of quality man for man, are not better than Sunderland. But in terms of attitude, and listen to this bit, in terms of attitude, are street yards ahead of us. As a team, organisation, team ethic, work spirit, everything else, the cliches, all you like, they are way better than us. They know exactly what they're doing. We've got a bunch of prima donna footballers, who claim to be footballers and impersonators, who look frightened to take the ball on every 2 seconds. What are they scared of? Joey Barton, Sam Vokes, Ashley Barnes. You know, come on. Do they deserve to stay up? Of course they do. But this isn't exactly N'Golo Kante and Diego Costa, is it? You know, to me, we should be beating Burnley. That doesn't mean I think we've got a God-given right to beat Burnley, because of course we don't. We don't have a God-given right to beat anybody. But to me, our squad of players is better than Burnley's players. But it doesn't guarantee you a win, obviously, does it? So it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Look, I said we're down. And to be honest, like I said in the Man City video, I am sick to death of being in the Premier League just to exist and stay in it. That's it. That's literally it. I can't take this anymore. I'm absolutely fed up of bottling must-win games. This was a game that was earmarked, that's not even a word, but was definitely pointed to as a must-win game. And we've drawn it. And what hurt the most was the fact, if we'd had a right go at Burnley, a bit like what Man United did at Old Trafford, of course we're nowhere near as good as Man United, we're never going to be. But but the point is the principle that Man United battered Burnley at Old Trafford, and it was Tom Heaton who got them a point. If we'd done that and Tom Heaton denied us on so many occasions, then I couldn't fault the players for that. But there was no urgency or tempo whatsoever to the game. Every single one of them just looked like, when there was an opportunity to take the ball on, oh no, let's just get back and be defensive and protect the 0-0 draw against Burnley. I'm usually one of those people that say, respect the point. And, you know, and fair enough, like, if you don't win, don't lose. But today was an absolute critical game in our season. It was a game we needed to win. And the fact we haven't won it just speaks volumes to me. And we failed to beat Burnley 4 times that we've played them this season. It's not good enough. It's nowhere near good enough. You know, we took 1 point off them in the league. We got smashed at their place and couldn't beat them when they've been shocking away from home all season. But you know what, Burnley? I'm going to be honest here, I'm not going to be sour grapes. I'm not, you know, I think the referee was shocking. They gave Burnley far too many decisions today, but that's not an excuse. We should have been able to go and beat them. So, look, Burnley, honestly, I honestly hope Burnley do well next season in the Premier League, because they've deserved it. And you know what it is? To me, I think it's embarrassing when a team like Burnley's put us to utter shame. But I'll tell you what, they've deservedly put us to shame, because they've shown us what we should be doing. Organisation, team ethic, team spirit, to get, you know, all the cliches you hear every time in football when positively describing a team. Burnley are all of those in abundance, and we're far from it, and it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Now you just got to think, the only thing I said before, the only reason I can think of as a fan why I want to stay up is Jermaine Defoe. Every other reason is purely for financial reasons. But right now I just can't take the Premier League anymore. You know, start doing something. If we're going to stay up, next season's going to be exactly the same as this, if not worse. And that's that's the biggest. We need the biggest miracle possible if we are to stay up. Jan Kirchhoff's now out for another 6 bloody weeks, but he might as well be out for the rest of the season, because he's going to take a few games to get back up to speed, and that's if he doesn't get injured again. So what's the point then? What's the point? I've said pretty much everything every other fan's going to say. I can't add anything to it. We've got to try, and we've now got, apart from Chelsea, we've still got Arsenal, Man United and Chelsea to play, and we've still got teams in the bottom half. But I'll tell you what, at this rate, I don't see us beating anybody. I really don't. And if that's the best we can offer against a team that's been awful away from home, then what hope have we got to stay in the Premier League? Well, nevertheless, well done, Burnley. I hope you kick on. And I guess I better start planning for good old trips to Burton Albion and Bristol City next season. See you later.